Before directing hits like First Blood and Weekend at Bernie's, Ted Kotcheff made an incredibly moving drama film called In Fright. Outside of its native Australia, the film was simply titled Outback, like the restaurant. Now, the film was regarded as very good, winning awards at multiple film festivals in 1971, but it did poor commercially and would soon be forgotten. Not just from that, but because of two controversies. The smaller one is because of the film's depictions of outback life. The other is the scenes which depict brutal slaughters of kangaroos. Oh, and I'm going to be showing these scenes, just FYI. But yeah, tons of kangaroos are shot, and one is even shown having its throat cut. And yeah, these are real kangaroo deaths. No special effects here. For this footage, intoxicated hunters were brought in and murdered as many as possible. Also, they kept missing, so the animals were shot multiple times before they were dead. Eventually, the crew decided to fake a blackout so the men would stop. So, In Fright was never released to home media, only having a small TV broadcast. Apparently, the master reels and other copies went missing, and no updates were made on the movie's whereabouts until the 1990s. A single print was rediscovered, which was in really bad shape, so bad in fact that it could not be cleaned up or remastered. So a quest began to find a high-quality version of the film, led by its editor, Anthony Buckley. It wouldn't be until 2004 when Buckley tracked it down to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In a shipping container, he found an uncut version of the movie, and lucky he did too, because the container was labeled "For Destruction," which could have occurred a week later. It took another 5 years until his re-edit was complete, and it premiered at the Sydney Film Festival with great reviews. And in 2012, In Fright became available for home media. And I do recommend you watch this film. It does an amazing job at showing our main character's problems with alcohol and the horrors of outback life. One final thing to mention is that during an early screening back in the 70s, a man shouted out, "That's not us," leading one of the actors, Jack Thomas, to reply, "Sit down, mate, this is us." Classic Australians.
I'll get you. Okay, I'll get you. What's up? Oh, stop, you bastard. It's only a party. Bloody maniac. What are you like me dog?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is one of those TV specials that airs every gosh darn year. What's especially impressive about that is that the special aired in 1964, meaning it's over half a century old. I mean, whenever you think of the word reindeer, it's kind of what comes to mind. But you're probably wondering, how is Rudolph involved in lost media? Well, the original broadcast in 1964 had a different ending that left many unsatisfied. Let me explain. So in the special, after Rudolph, Hermie, and Yukon escaped the abominable snowman, they crash on the island of misfit toys. The toys came there after being rejected and are promised by Rudolph that Santa will pick them up one day. This is after meeting up with a manticore. Yeah, this movie is weird. But in the original version, the promise is basically ignored. Instead, the credit sequence just showed the elves dropping random presents from the sleigh with the name of the staff. Many didn't like this, so the crew quickly made a new version. This time, an additional scene was added, showing the misfit toys being rescued. Then the credits showed all the toys and parachutes being dropped by elves. Much more satisfying this time.
Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?"
Wait a second.
How would you like to be a bird that doesn't fly? I swim.
Oh no! So for years, the original version was nowhere to be seen, as it is inferior. But as this is the age of the internet, the original black and white version was dropped on YouTube. Apparently there's a colored version, but there's not really a good version of it online. So yeah, enjoy the special airing every year for the next century. It does have great meme potential.
Why weren't you at elf practice?
I'm sure most of you know who Weird Al Yankovic is. He's a music parody artist known for his goofy style and ability to stay in relevance. Some of my favorites of his are Fat, Amish Paradise.
Hitching up the buggy, churning lots of butter. Raise the barn on Monday, soon I'll raise another.
Another Tattoo.
Just love these scribbles that won't go away. I got another tattoo. Another tattoo, babe.
And White and Nerdy.
They see me mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy.
But one song you've probably never heard of is called Orgy On My Own. As the title might suggest, this isn't your usual Weird Al song, being a little more dirty in nature. It was recorded all the way back in 1981. It was only played once at Knott's Berry Farm. Most of Al's 1983 portfolio is unavailable due to him being embarrassed over it. Nothing before then was to be shown. Al even stated that he would rather show nude photos of himself than show his early 80s music. Orgy On My Own went on to be uploaded in 2012 by a YouTuber named Johnny Lurg. It was taken down not too long after, but saved by Redditor Invisible Hippo 97. He spread the file and someone uploaded it to YouTube once again, where it is still up. Now, this is mainly a Weird Al song only because he does background vocals and the accordion. The lead vocals are actually played by Joe Early.
You know I get so lonely whenever you're not here. You never even call me on the phone. So I'm gonna buy a Hustler and a 6-pack of beer and have a little orgy on my own.
Here. Joy.
This is Jerkbeast, a foul-mouthed creature who starred in his own public access TV show. Some of you might know that Blame on George covered him in a video 3 years ago, but I want to go more in depth with this show. It aired between 2001 and 2002 on the Seattle Community Access Network. In total, the show had 50 confirmed episodes with 2 seasons. But for the longest time, most episodes were missing, and a lot still are. Let's start by going over what this show is about and what could have led it to be lost. It stars a papier-mâché monster named the Jerkbeast, who is made out of a bowl of brownie mix. And yes, Jerkbeast said it himself, that's his origin. He hosts a show in which he asks his viewers to call in. Once that happens, he begins cussing and shit-talking them, as the Jerkbeast would.
Bitch, get that freaking crap off of there.
Why don't you shut the hell up?
Why don't you shut the hell? What the hell is going on with
If you
this
can come
freaking
up with better
fool?
television programming content, you come down here and have your own show.
Hey, I'm saying I want to see your cute, fine little sunburnt ass and no breaking bullshit.
Why don't you hang the fuck up?
Bye-bye.
And obviously this show was kind of known for being homophobic and controversial. And apparently he even cussed at a 10-year-old boy on the show. So yeah, that didn't last too long. But in 2005, the creators of Jerkbeast ended up making a movie, and the cast would soon form a band called, and I kid you not, Steaming Wolf Penis. What a good name. Now, some of the episodes were once up on a website called staticvideo.com until late 2008. A few were saved, but in low quality. Nothing new came up about the show until 4 years later, until 4 high-quality episodes were dropped on YouTube in 2014. A man by the name of Justin Brown uploaded 2 more high-quality episodes to Vimeo. Along with other episodes found throughout the years, a total of 14 episodes have been fully found, with another 2 being mostly found with slight things out of place. This means we still have a total of 34 episodes left to be uncovered. This also means only 30% of all episodes are available online, which is kind of sad, not gonna lie. Hopefully we can find more of this hilariously awful show, in which a bad Halloween costume cusses out other dumbasses on a phone call.
You got like 2 fucking seconds.
2 seconds, well fuck you!
This is the first fucking Jerkbeast show in an installment of 8 million. You're never gonna fucking get rid of us.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fuck you, see you next Friday at 11 o'clock.
It was just a publicity stunt for a TV cartoon show, but the discovery of 9 suspicious electronic devices triggered a giant scare across the city of Boston today. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes is live in Burbank to tell us what those devices turned out to be.
On January 31st, 2007, Boston police and firefighters responded to calls about bomb-like objects found in the area. This caused a panic known as the Boston Bomb Scare. But these supposed bombs actually turned out to be LED lights of all things. Not only that, but LED lights of the Moonanites from the upcoming Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, and yes, that Moonanite is flipping the bird. Many news agencies mocked the city for its reaction, but some pointed out how some of these circuitries could have been seen as potential explosives. Turner Broadcasting still apologized for the ordeal and agreed to pay $2 million to the agencies in response. Jim Staples, the head of Cartoon Network, ended up resigning only a week later due to the controversy, and was replaced by Stuart Snyder. Now let's dive deeper into how all of this created lost media. The Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie still went on to be released a couple of months later, and made more than 5 times its budget back. Oh, and fun fact, on April Fool's Day that year before the movie was released, Adult Swim aired the film all tiny in the bottom part of the screen, just to annoy people. In 2008, once the controversy cooled down, an episode was planned that would have mocked the bomb scare. But someone at Adult Swim thought that this would cause too much controversy and stopped it from finishing production. A lot of shows and the like were stopped as Cartoon Network as a whole was transitioning into a new management. That's why in 2009 we got CN Real, which nobody liked. Don't tell me that Destroy Build Destroy was good. It wasn't. Even Andrew WK dislikes it now. So for years, this unfinished episode was the stuff of legend, and episodes made solely to flip the bird at Boston were taking down LED lights with a character flipping the bird. Apparently 3 versions of the episode exist, as said by co-creator Dave Willis. Dave also said that the release of the episode was highly unlikely. It took until April 2015 for any updates to surface, as months before someone leaked a version of Boston. It was taken down not too long after until social media catched on, and we now have it through Google Drive links. So what happened in the episode? Well, we start with Master Shake making pictures of Meatwad in order to auction him off online.
Oh, hell no. You are not to auction Meatwad off online.
Business is business.
Is that what you're doing here? I'm ashamed. What am I up to?
Exactly what you've been your whole life. 0.
Shake, this is certainly not moral, and it's definitely not legal.
Frylock is just plain confused but goes along with Shake's antics. They go to Boston and cover Meatwad with various wires and lights, as people in the town get used to him. Then suddenly people think he's a bomb and freak out. We end with the Force blowing up Carl with LED lights. You know, stupid Carl.
What are you doing? Are you testing it? Or are you setting it off now? Or...
What? No! I don't know!
Oh, wow. I ain't played one of these since I was a kid. What is this, a cow giving head to a sheep?
But it was so harmless.
The Mr. Potato Head Show is a weird fever dream of kids' television that aired for an incredibly short amount of time. How short? Well, it only aired for 5 months from September 12, 1998 to February 16, 1999. The one and only season aired on Fox Kids and was cancelled by them due to the show not being that popular. That and for not selling many toys for Hasbro. Because of all this, the show was never properly archived and was mostly lost for many years. The show was about Mr. Potato Head and his group of weird puppet friends trying to make a great television show. It's really weird looking to say the least, another factor into its non-popular status at the time.
Dandruff? That's not funny. I'll have you know that dandruff, stinking dandruff, killed my paw! Daddy!
Out of the show's 13 episodes, only the first 4 were available for the longest time. That and the TV movie released 2 months after the show's finale. The episodes are called Aliens Dig Baloney, Royal Pain, The Thing in the Microwave, and Secret Agent Mania. So a total of 9 episodes were lost, these being called Cheap Shots, Potato Vertile, Forsake Me Not, Equal Rights, Robo-Tato, Pillow, Smart Attack, and both Nava Bang Parts 1 and 2. Along with that is the show's unreleased 14th episode, which remains untitled. It featured a new character named Donkey Waddlefoot, who rivals Mr. Potato Head. This episode never premiered due to Fox Kids wanting the series to be over with. For quite a long time, this show remained unfound, with many false leads. A big one resulted in the knowledge that the show was copyrighted by Film Roman when the show came out. But on December 18, 2016, 2 lead members of the Lost Media Wiki made a huge lead. The two, Lurie and Peruse, apparently found the entire series on a shitty looking website after going through several Google pages. Yep, that's how it was found. They were soon uploaded to both Dailymotion and VidMe, where many others found them. VidMe ended a year later, but before all that, episodes were uploaded to YouTube by the channel Hod Gaming. They are still up to this day, along with some episodes of Toon News, but we still have never uncovered more info about the cancelled episode, and I predict we never will.
It's Betty the Kitchen Fairy! She'll save us from the ham monster!
Oh, what do I look like? The SWAT team? I'm here to tell you what a jerk you were to baloney, you artless clodpole!
I need Brazil, the throb, the thrill. I've never been there, but someday I will. Adventure and danger, love from a stranger. Let me be surprised.
Released in 1989 is the Don Bluth film All Dogs Go to Heaven. Some of you, mainly my older audience, will for sure recognize this movie. After rewatching it, the film still holds up and is actually really good. But at the time of its release, the film did poorly, both with critics and in the box office. What didn't help was the fact that it was released the same weekend as Disney's A Little Mermaid, but over the years, All Dogs Go to Heaven became much recognized as a good film, doing much better with home releases. It's about a German Shepherd named Charlie, voiced by Burt Reynolds, being killed by his partner Carface. He escapes from heaven and returns to Earth to reunite with his buddy, Itchy. He uses this little girl named Anne-Marie in order to get rich, but grows to care for her. Now, a big reason critics didn't like the film is for how dark it is. It barely passes as a G-rated film, which brings us to our main topic. Certain scenes of the film were highly edited and changed before the movie's release, as they were seen as too dark and disturbing for kids. One example is a scene later in the film in which Carface tries to shoot down Charlie. It's obvious that the scene was edited, as the ray gun was originally a real gun. But there are two main scenes I want to talk about. The first is towards the start of the film, where Carface gets Charlie drunk. In order to kill him, Carface and Killer place him on the edge of a pier and roll a car down it. Once he is hit, Charlie wakes up in heaven and soon escapes. The part that's missing is a shot that shows Charlie's impact by the car, instead just showing the aftermath in the official version. The other scene happens much later and is Charlie's nightmare. It's still in the film, but the much longer version was cut. They cut out the more scary parts, like a close-up of the skeleton demon and another shot of the main hellhound. I mean, this scene is already scary enough for kids, so I can kinda see why they would edit this part. Oh, and also, in the song Let Me Be Surprised, the word damn was clearly cut out.
Hey, listen, my time's not up yet.
Oh, it is. There's no mistake about that. We know everything.
Murdered in the prime of my life. That Carface, I'll kill him. Murdered in the prime of my life. Damn that Carface, I'll kill him.
So what happened to the original version of the movie? Well, Don Bluth actually owned it in a 35mm film. He planned to have one of the production companies, Goldcrest Films, to have the director's cut released sometime in the mid-1990s, but strangely it was stolen from the locked-up storage room it was contained in. Yes, stolen. And since then we have never found the stolen cut. Along with the co-director Gary Goldman, most of the cells in the background were dismantled and taken to the dump, due to the cost of having them. No updates on these lost scenes are made until 27 years later, during the summer of 2016. A Tumblr user by the name Steamrunner went into an art program which had an animation teacher who worked for Don Bluth. She showed Steamrunner the entire original version of the Hell Nightmare scene, proving that not all copies were destroyed or stolen. A friend of hers had the whole scene, just without the score. It was on 3 discs, one of which was given to her. The scene was shown in class and was uploaded by Steamrunner on June 23, 2016. Eventually there would be a higher quality reconstruction of the scene, which you can easily find. This here is an original celluloid slide from this scene that we still need more info on. It's the only other missing shot we need, but at least we have a good idea of what it looks like. But the car scene, someone uploaded the supposed original version of it in August 2020, but only 2 months later it was debunked as being fake. The shots are actually from like different scenes in the movie, so yeah, fake. So we're still missing that. Hopefully more of this version can be found, but on its own the main version is fine. It's still a great film that can be dark at times.
Today there's sun, they said there'd be snow. When all's said and done, it's fun not to know. What keeps my heart humming is guessing what's coming. Let me be surprised.
Image Movers is a studio known for their early critical successes and their later blunders. First was 2004's The Polar Express, which did very well for them. Next was 2006's Monster House and 2007's Beowulf. Afterwards, they would team up with Disney in order to make 2009's A Christmas Carol, which didn't do as well. So because of that, Image Movers decided to make one last animated film with Disney called Mars Needs Moms. Yes, this film did horribly. It's still one of the biggest box office bombs of all time, and was received very negatively. I mean, just look at this film.
Not you. They were tracking whoever you were chatting with. Who was I was talking to Gribble. Oh no! No time. Sorry.
Yes, this is what kids surely want to see, right? What made the animation worse was the motion capture, which made all the characters seem more robotic. The only thing the film had going for it was Seth Green, who voiced and did the motion capture for the main character, Milo. If you're one of the few people who doesn't know who Seth Green is, he played Dr. Evil's son, and is prominent in both Robot Chicken and Family Guy.
What?
Nah, nothing, Darth.
What did you call me?
No, nothing. Rip off!
So obviously, they wanted this 40-something-year-old man to play an 8-year-old kid, but only a few months before the film's March 2011 release, the studio recast the role for Milo to a kid named Seth R. Dusky. What's funny about this is that Seth Green's voice was still used in some of the trailers. You can even compare their voices from both the film and the trailer.
Is that broccoli?
No, that's vomit, but I understand the confusion.
I told you to eat that.
Well, you're not gonna make me eat it now, are you?
No, that's vomit, but I understand the confusion.
I thought I told you to eat that.
Well, you're not gonna make me eat it now, are you?
Back in December 2018, Pan Pizza uploaded a video in which he reviews Mars Needs Moms and Image Movers' other films. Towards the end, he humorously supported the release of the original cut with the hashtag Release the Seth Green Cut. Earlier in 2018, YouTuber Justin Wilton made a review of the film in which he took the film from its original Blu-ray release. While editing, he took the movie's file and was able to find a low-quality version of Seth Green's dialogue tracks. Green's recording was not even an accessible option on the Blu-ray, but still was able to get it. Pan Pizza's campaign was what made Justin put the audio out online. He announced it and on May 30th, 2020, uploaded it to SoundCloud in the Internet Archive. So theoretically, you can just take the full audio of Seth Green's version and splice it into the film, and boom, you got your Seth Green version where the kid sounds like a crackhead. Problem solved.
Don't come any closer! I warn you! I know karate! Well, at least on the Wii. I don't want any trouble! No, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to find my mom.